Hello, my fellow healers. My name is Adina, and I'm that healing girl. And in this pick a card reading, we're going to be talking about the energies that are going to arise in Scorpio season. As always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Trusting that you are exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. And this is a timeless reading, so whatever time that you are watching this is the time that you're meant to hear this information. So Scorpio season is going to be happening from October 22nd all the way to November 21st, right almost up to Thanksgiving, and then we'll be moving into Sagittarius season. Scorpio rules sex, death, rebirth, transformation, intimacy, and the hidden or occult. And it has a lot of other things that it rules too, but those are the main things. And so we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And without further ado, let's go ahead and start our readings. Okay, pile number 1. And this pile has on it this crystal. It's called Orthoceras crystal. It's actually a fossil, and it resonates with deeply with like ancient earth energies. It was birthed, at the sort of the beginnings of Earth. And the thing about this crystal is it is a crystal that helps us facilitate our transformation. And honestly, before I did this reading, one of the things that came up on my feed was like the videos that have to do with 90 days transformations, like transformational changes that you can make in 90 days between October and the end of the year, January 1st. And so for some of you guys, I feel like this might be something that you need. So I'm going to, because I intuitively pick these crystals, and I haven't used this crystal ever, and I haven't actually even picked it up in like some years, and I was literally called to pick it up. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be dealing with that. With pile number 1, are going to be dealing with major transformations in their life. It's a theme that's come up throughout October, to be honest. But yeah, so I think that's definitely going to be a factor here. Let's see what the cards have. I have 2 oracle cards, and this time I have 5 tarot cards. 5 is the number of change, and yeah, and Scorpio is really comfortable with things like death and rebirth and birth, and those are like huge major change. Like death is the final transformation, right? And birth is like the beginning of our lives. Yeah, let's see what I had to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's a 9 of Swords. Yeah. There's a lot of sword energy. Wow, 7 of Swords. And I picked the Crow Tarot again, which I think is totally appropriate. Like I did it for the last reading of October, because that was more so around the time of the thinning of the veil. What we know is Halloween, Day of the Dead, Samhain. I think I'm butchering that pronunciation. Samhain, I think it's pronounced. And many other celebrations that talk about the thinning of the veil. Scorpio rules death, and the Crow card rules death. And I was attracted to this deck specifically because I have had a lot of loss, loved ones lost to people that died in my life, a lot of people that have passed on, transitioned, whatever you want to say. And so I felt really called to use these cards today. I have the Crow energy again, even though I used them already previous. Oh yeah, look at all this sword energy. 8 of Swords. Someone is in a untenable situation. and they want to get out of it. Yeah. And whatever the situation is, like, I feel like because we're getting these Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands, action is necessary. The Knight of Wands is about movement, travel, new opportunities, new jobs, and moving from one place to another. And the Ace of Wands is about ideas, right? New ideas, new creative pursuits. I think what this is saying is you're in an untenable situation. You might feel trapped in this situation, but it's not. You do have some choices, and one of the things that you have to do with this Ace of Wands is to bring creative energy to the situation. Think of creative ideas to get yourself out of the situation, because you do need to leave it with this Ace of Wands in reverse. And yeah, with the Eight of Swords in reverse, you do know what the situation is. You can see sort of like the danger signs ahead. For some of you, I think this is a relationship, but for others of you, it might be like a living situation. Like maybe you move somewhere, a new house or an apartment, and you thought it was going to be one way, and now it's just not. It's not anything that you thought it was going to be. The great thing is about this card is that you do, with the Eight of Swords, you do have a way out of the situation. Yeah, you do have a way out of the situation. What you're stuck in, you have some agency to move yourself away from this situation, but you're avoiding doing it. One of the reasons why you're avoiding doing it with this Nine of Swords is because you have a lot of guilt and regret over the fact that you got yourself in this situation in the first place. You should have seen it coming, all those things. And it's causing you a lot of anxiety, tension, sleepless nights. Yeah, for some of you, this is a relationship you got in, and now you're in really deep, and you feel like you're stuck, but you always have a choice to leave. For some of you, this relationship might not be safe, so I just want to put that out there. Yeah. But when you do leave the situation, you're going to feel like a weight is lifted, and that is where the transformation is going to come. Right now, the situation is not allowing you to transform. It's not allowing you to grow, and yeah, it's kind of poisoning everything that you are trying to do going forward. Yeah, and with this, make a pros and cons list. That's what I'm getting with this Ace of Wands. With this Ace of Wands, it's like, make a pros and cons list. Write down all the things, all the reasons why you need to leave, and then all the reasons why you would want to stay. And I feel like you've already might have done this mentally in your head, but if you see way more reasons to leave, you already know. I mean, I feel like you already know what you have to do in general anyway. Yeah. And you're trying to, if this is a relationship with this Ace of Wands, you're trying to become this new person. You're trying to glow up, and the situation is holding you back. But with this Knight of Wands, this is a message to take forceful forward action. And we just had this full moon in Aries energy that's going to be sort of riding into the 22nd, and that's going to have you taking bold action to put your life where you want it to be. And the situation simply isn't it, pile number one. Oh, yeah. So this is a deck called, it's an oracle deck called Citadel. And it's based off of like people that love fantasy and gaming. And I thought it was very, very appropriate, you know, because fantasy a lot of times has to do with magic and the occult. And we're dealing with Scorpio energy. Let's see, the Herald. And each of these ones is an archetype. So it's an archetype for energies that the situation is calling in, whatever the situation is. And here it says small regrets and longings. Yeah, that's leading again back to the fact that part of the reason why you're not extracting yourself is like you're punishing yourself. You should have known better, and you're spending so much time beating yourself up that you're not coming up with any constructive solutions how to get out of this situation. And let me look up this card, the Herald. Oh, just give me a second as here we go. Small regrets and longings. It's on page 128 here. So, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to try and keep it still. Nimble hands pluck at the strings of a lute, and the fragrant smoke curls from beneath the wide brim of a hat. The herald exudes a sort of easy charm that draws others to them as they play their tune. But beneath that smile and easy laugh, there is an undercurrent of melancholy. They think back to the day of their life change, to the flowers on the hillside and the hares in the grass, the guard waiting in the ambush. Would their fate have been different had they taken a different path back then, or would it still have turned out the same way? It's easy to get caught up in what-ifs, but if you go forward holding on to all of those little regrets, you're going to miss out on the pleasures of the moment. Be your own herald of change and bring something new and more positive into your life. Don't let the force of your own feelings separate you from finding joy in the path you're on now. Yes. And there's also another message, like you might feel trapped like this hare in the situation. And I feel like definitely the undercurrent of melancholy, I feel like for some of you, this is definitely a relationship situation. It might be a combo of of having to move because you moved in with somebody, and a relationship scenario where you have to leave them and also leave the security of where you were settled in, and that could be really hard too. But yeah, for some of you, you kind of have to do this. I'm getting a vibe it's not safe, especially with the undercurrent of melancholy. Yeah, some of the people on this in this pile are dealing with maybe narcissism behavior in a relationship, or some other type of emotional, mental, or physical abuse in their relationship, or it could just be an untenable living situation. Like I said, you're living in a place where it's not up to the standards. Maybe there's rodent problems, and the roommates are hard to deal with. If you're living in a roommate situation, there's constant fighting or whatever. Maybe you're living with family and there's constant strife and fighting, and you just want to get away and have peace and quiet and move out of your family home too. That's another option. But this is a favorable time to do with the full moon and Aries energy kind of backing you up. You just have to think of a plan and implement it, and then just do it. Let's see what this card is. Spring, the fresh yearning of morning. This is the, let me put it this way. This comes from a deck, and I'll list all the decks below as well. But this comes from a deck that's called the, trying to look for it. Here we go. Fantasy Cats Oracle. I'll list all the decks below. But yeah. Yeah, the spring, the yearning for morning that you're yearning for is like a new lease on life. You want a fresh new start. And you want a fresh new start. So the season cards, when morning Your advice: explore new ways, start new adventures, don't be scared of new things. Morning energy evokes spring magic. Work your desires, the world wakes up. Bubbling, bursting, and expansive energy fills the air with regenerative energy, supporting any wish. Color, light, and warmth pops and springs forth as life pours through all things. Flirtation and desires rampant, engage in the ancient dance of attraction, flirtation, and desire. Incendiary energies fill every molecule to empower your idea. Warm air billows to enhance and warm that which has lain dormant. All things are encouraged to wake and grow. The energy of spring supports new designs and intentions. All options are possible. Believe in the extraordinary. Make room for what you cannot yet imagine. Yes, right now it might be hard for you to think about getting out of this situation, but it is possible. I feel like, though, I should tell you, like, you know, don't announce this to the situation that you're in. If you're in like a house, remember Scorpio rules the hidden. So I think you should keep your cards close to the vest until you're ready to make your move. If this is a toxic relationship, especially, find the resources that you need to get yourself out of the situation, and then go from there. And then you can do all the announcing, but wait until you have your ducks all lined up first. And in the meantime, hopefully you can get support groups. You can reach out to resources, maybe at your public library, which is one of my favorite places to go, and find resources for people that are trying to get out of certain situations, if it is a situation that's abusive or are mentally abusive in any way. But yeah, for some of you, this is not necessarily the case. For some of you, it's just a living situation that has way past expired and is becoming uncomfortable to exist in. So yeah, I think that you, like I said, with this Knight of Wands energy and the Ace of Wands energy, you do have like a lot in the Spring card. There is hope, light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to get through this phase right now, pile number one, and I think that you definitely have what it takes to do it. Just definitely keep the faith and pull any resources you can find, search them out online, make your pros and cons list, and set up a path that will allow you to leave this situation, pile number one. I wish you all the best, and sending you so much love and positive vibes. And that's all that I have for you today. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you for tuning in. If this resonates with you, please like and subscribe or comment below. Feel free to send me Scorpio emojis or full moon emojis if you so are struck with that mood, and that would help me a lot. Thank you so much, and again, I wish you all the best of luck. Pile number one. Okay, pile number two, we have this black kyanite, which is all about sort of, you can use this stone for a lot of things, but it's about cutting off things out of your life that don't serve you anymore. And when you hold this, the energy of the stone, you're willing to come into a higher vibration and sort of leave behind all of the lower vibratory things. Kyanite can actually be used to energetically cut cords. It's a very powerful crystal. And it transmutes negative energy and grounds you. Let's see what we have for our tarot. Oh, Scorpio season is not playing, is it? Yeah, some of you guys, I'm already seeing some. I'm getting the vibes. I'm going to pull this out of the way and down here for the time being. The Lovers, wow. This is a romantic relationship. The Tower. The transformation in this situation is that the romantic relationship is more than likely ending or on its way out. And with this Judgment card, it could mean that either one or both parties, like there was a lot of sort of pettiness and sort of immature behavior and backbiting and things that may have ruined the relationship. It might have been on one or both sides. And yeah. And now you or the other person has judged that it's time to move on, to move past this energy. And it's probably going to be good for both of you, to be honest, because this is a lot of heavy energy. Yeah, and then Five of Swords, which is conflict. Yeah, this is a very stormy relationship, but it was necessary for your soul's growth. That's the message I'm getting. Like this might have been a karmic sort of situation, like a twin flame lesson. There might have been a karmic energy. No wonder this Kyanite. Yes. You there with the Kyanite there. Again, like I said, these crystals, I pick them intuitively. With the Kyanite energy, there might be a need to energetically cut cords for the both of you in a loving way. So there's plenty of books on on how to cut cords. You can consult those, or you can. I'll actually list resources to cutting cords below. You can energetically intend with the Kyanite crystal to cut cords. We'll still be in some of this full moon in Aries energy for a while. It's a super moon. It was a super moon, so for the next week or so, and reverberating all the way out into the end of the month, this Aries energy is causing people to take swift action in their lives. It might be impetuous, but sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we just need to like rip the band-aid off. With this Tower energy in reverse, there is a tendency for you to try and maybe save the relationship, but it feels like this relationship might be like sort of broken beyond repair, and now you need to focus on the healing. Some of you, this might be a divorce as well. And with this Judgment card, you're going to be dealing with lawyers and judges and people that are going to make rulings about who gets what and who deserves what. And it's going to be a road ahead for some of you, and some of you, even though you might not be married or whatever, in a way that the law has to come in and divide everything up, there might be a need to do very logistic things like moving out, or coming over and picking up things that you had. This feels like a long-standing relationship too. Yeah. And these problems, these arguments with this Five of Swords energy, the arguments they've been around for a while. They're not new. It's like beating a dead horse, essentially. Like you literally have been going around in circles, round and around in circles, and nothing has changed. And with this in reverse, there's a lot of betrayal, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of anger, and you might be confused on the surface about like why is this happening. But if you once the dust settles, like with this Tower energy, you're going to contemplate deeply, and you're going to realize why it happened, the things that led up to it, and this is going to sort of teach you how to be or how not to be in future relationships. And with every relationship you're in that ends, it's important to reflect on the things that you have done within the relationship that may have contributed to the way things ended. And that's not like a blame or a judgment or a harshness. That's more of something so that your soul can karmically grow, so that you can recognize the lessons that life is teaching you, and so that you can improve and grow as a person. And that the next relationship you're in, if you decide to be in one, can be strong and you can avoid certain pitfalls. Yeah, let's see. The painter, productivity and creation. Look at all that, the red roses, and yeah. And with the red, all this red in here, this is definitely some root chakra energy. So I'm definitely getting like there might be a disillusion or a splitting up of assets or physical, like very root chakras rules like money and everything like that. So you might be splitting up physical assets. Yeah, let's see what this archetype, the painter, has to say. It says productivity and creation. Let's see. Again, like I said, this is a newer deck, and I've only used it a few times, so it's going to take me a while to sort of find. Okay, here we go. It's on page 134. Okay. Interesting. It says, a splash of color, the bright powder pigment of paint boxes, the sharp scent of chemicals. The painter sets to work on the street, bringing to life yet another vivid mural to adorn the Citadel's vibrant walls. One street is already a riot of color, painted flowers, stars, and animals, while the next is a blank canvas, waiting for something to adorn it. The painter's drive to create is all-consuming. They've forgotten the murals that have come before, are already focused on their next creation. Within you is a font of creativity waiting to burst forth. This is not just a sort of creativity that requires a paintbrush or a pen. The ability to bring about a vision, to know your own voice and what you bring into the world. Don't let anything hold you back. This is your chance to embrace this vision, to follow your instincts, to bring about something beautiful and new. Yes, on the horizon, once you have done the healing work that you need to do, you've gotten out of this relationship, you'll be able to create a new future based on something new, and you'll have a stronger sense of self. You'll have a stronger sense of the life you want to create going forward. It's going to be hard in the beginning, but after everything ends, I think, and you have processed everything, I think you'll be in a better place. And you might need to consult, a psychologist or go to therapy. You might need to look into some psychotherapy. And I think that because of the tendency that this relationship has, I feel like it was kind of like either an on again, off again, or it was like all these constant negative cycles and arguments that kept cycling and never had a resolution. And now you've decided to just move on. Yeah. Let's see. Ruling. This is the Fantasy Cats Oracle. Put this right here. Yeah, the Fantasy Cats Oracle. I love that. And I haven't used that in a long time either. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I was just called to these cards. Like, okay. Ruling. It says, express your will, put plans into action, call the shots, stand up, own your ground. You are in control. Allow passion and fire to shine through every action and emotion you express. Charismatic fire lights the soul and all intentions. Lay down rules to express personal power. Erect barriers. Speak from the heart and head. Feel energy course through the body. Rule with grace. By using a gentle yet powerful touch, energy of passion allows wrongs to be righted. It burns away that which is no longer needed. No one can distract or dissuade personal power. No permission is required. You are a beacon of power, and now is time to take action. Results follow. Strut your stuff, knock the pen off the table, and do what you will to get attention. To get the attention you want, crave, and desire. No one can resist you. I want to please you. You will dispense adoration when you are good and ready. You give your valuable attention when you decide the time is right and not a moment before. Reward loyal friends with lavish and playful attention. Exude confidence and grace when springing to new heights and loving life. This is the energy that you're going to bring in after all of this. After all of this ends, and maybe even during negotiations with this Judgment card, if you are going through a separation or divorce, you are going to sort of stand your ground. Like, stand your ground. Don't be shortchanged. Know your value. And the more that the time elapses between the end of this relationship, the more powerful you get, the more you'll be able to set boundaries, the more you'll be able to move on to this painter space where you're productive, where you're creative, where you're creating a new life and future for yourself. Yeah, pile number 2. Wow. These have been intense readings thus far, and, with Scorpio season, I would expect no less, to be honest. But this is, again, like I said, it's happening right now is going to be devastating. But after the dust settles with this Tower energy, and everything has been sort of decided, you're going to step into a brighter, newer chapter of your life. You had to leave this relationship behind in order to grow, because it was holding the both of you back, to be honest. Yeah. Well, pile number 2, I wish you all the best. Best of luck, best vibes, and I truly am sending love and support vibes out to you and healing vibes out to you. If this reading resonated with you, please feel free to like and subscribe. Again, put little moon emoji or little Scorpio or scorpion emoji if you did like this reading below. And thank you so much for sharing this, for sharing your time with me and sticking out to the end if you have. I will see you in the next one. Again, all the best, and I'll see you then. Bye. Okay, pile number 3. Let's see what you have in store. This has been such an intense, I should have known when I chose all of these protective crystals. Like, black tourmaline is a crystal that basically takes negative energy and transmutes it into positive energy, sort of like, transmogrifies it essentially into positive healing energy. So yeah, I should have known when I picked all of these protective crystals that it was going to be intense. So here we go. Let's get your tarot cards. I'm going to put this here. And yeah, let's see what your tarot has for you. King of Pentacles. So one of the things that Scorpio rules is other people's money. The High Priestess. I'm going to put this down here, so I'll have room for the cards. The Empress. Whoa. Somebody is, this is the transform card. Yeah, you're ready to put down whatever has been holding you back with this Ten of Wands energy, whatever burdens that you have. Any energies you've been taking on from other people. If you're an empath, you're learning how to, or you're going to learn how to put up boundaries that will keep those energies from overtaking your aura. That's the message for somebody. With this High Priestess and Empress energy, some of you with the King of Pentacles energy, you might be starting a spiritual endeavor or a spiritual business, or maybe you are joining a coven or a Reiki circle. This is like some high vibe energy right here. And the Empress energy is a very creative and nurturing energy. It births things. It births all kinds of blessings and ideas. It's very Venusian. And with this High Priestess energy, you're getting in touch with your spiritual self. You're embracing your subconscious mind, and you're really starting to know who you are at the core of yourself. You're in your self-awareness and self-discovery phase, and this, whatever you're doing, is going to set you up in this King of Pentacles energy, where it's probably going to make a lot of money. You might not even have started it out for that reason, but I think it's going to bring you money and or abundance and or health too, with this King of Pentacles energy. Maybe there's like an herbalism, apothecary aspect to it, aromatherapy. I'm getting all these vibes. Crystal healing, energy work, acupuncture. The things that you're doing are healing. And they're not only are they allowing you to transform and drop away any burdens that you might have, but you're helping other people. You're facilitating them to release the things that are holding them back in their lives as well. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. With this Nine of Wands energy, you're ready. I don't know how else to put it. You're ready for this next chapter. Yeah. And again, this is a vibe that I'm getting, this 90-day transformation. I feel like it's for this pile too. I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it in the first pile. And you're ready for your next chapter. You're ready to level up. I don't know, I'm getting that Ciara song, level up, level up, level up. That is absolutely your energy. You're embracing everything that the future has to offer you. You know, literally, your life, this is your life, no chaser. I mean, wow. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, and with this new cycle as well, it might seem like a lot, but you've got it. Like you have what it takes. But the thing is, I feel like part of it, this is, you do have what it takes to shoulder the responsibilities of this new endeavor, but at the same time, you're getting rid of anything that does not belong. And with this Nine of Wands, you are putting up boundaries. And a lot of you are in this pile are empaths too. You're learning how to shield yourself, not in a way that blocks you off from love and discovery, but from a way where your aura is strong and protected. Like I said, a lot of you are using crystals. A lot of you are getting deep into meditation. And some of you are going to be doing this as a living. Let's see. The Guide, Inheritance, Correction. Let's see what this card has to say. I'm pulling all these cards that I haven't really pulled before. And this, again, is the Citadel Oracle card, which is an Oracle card deck that is inspired by like role-playing games, fantasy, love of fantasy, movies, films, books, that type of thing. Let's see. the guide has to say. 72. Again, give me a moment, because this is a newer deck, and so I am still learning it. It says, hopefully you can see this. Beneath the thundering echo of a waterfall, a bell rings clear and compelling, commanding the attention of all close enough to hear. Almost without thinking, you feel your feet turn you towards the waters and figure beneath. The guide has inherited their position, and the path they walk has been predetermined. It is their role to correct the mistakes made by their predecessor and set things right. You're in a situation that isn't ideal, but it's up to you to make the most of it. Holding your grudge against what led you here won't achieve anything. It's time to accept the cards you've been dealt. Once you're on the other side of this, you'll be in a better place to reflect on what you've learned from the experience. But for now, it's time to put in some hard work and push through. Yes, for some of you, you're still sort of in this releasing of the burden stage. And also a lot of you, this is like karmic, like you came into this life to experience whatever this hardship and situation is that you were dropping off, and you also came to transform yourself and transform others. Like, some of this feels very faded, and I feel like a lot of you have a spirit guide or guides that are sort of gently guiding you in the direction that your soul wants to go. And some of you, this is like ancestral. This is ancestral or past life. So maybe you have ancestral ties, like your family was like in Salem or something like that, or maybe your family is like curanderos and Mexico. I'm getting these vibes from this group. Or in a past life you were a healer, a wise woman or man, a witch. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah, this is the spiritual pile. You are connecting to the earth with this whole green man figure. Yeah. You're connected to earth-based practices. In this pile, maybe Santeria, Horatius, Voodoo, ancestral things. And some of you might be, with the sleeping card, might be into astral projection and lucid dreaming. Let's see. And Scorpio rules. It rules the hidden, the unknown. It rules the occult practices, right? It rules all of the things that, life's mysteries, right? Esoteric things. So let's see what this one says. I go to it again. Bear with me again, because this is also a deck I don't use as much. Sleeping, it says, let it go. Rest is well earned. You have worked well, and now you can surrender to bliss. Know when you wake, a new possibility will appear. Rest is as important as action. Restore and renew the body, the mind, and body requires rejuvenation. Allow slumber to course through your body, healing as every minute unfolds. Allow fear, insecurity, and troubling thoughts to leave your body, which grows heavy with relaxation. Dreams bring inspiration. Purr deeply, and know that you are not missing out as you regenerate your mind, body, and spirit, and sleep sweet nectar. Feel and know you are supported and secure. Nothing can harm you. The cat is a master of the art of letting go. Deep slumber is required for those who embody truth within the physical self. A cat is always true to its posture, muscle memory, and reactive senses. This is why feline sleep is deeply committed and heavy. Feel your physical self and connect to your own flesh, blood, and bones until your body is as heavy as a sleeping cat. Deep sleep is an important activity. Commit to each when the time is right. Oh, deep sleep is as important as activity. Commit to each when the time is right. Keep your eye on your goal, yet allow it time to develop before you turn your attention to restorative things. Breathe deeply. Yes. So yes, while you are sort of casting off these burdens, you might even be still in the midst of like keeping these burdens, and you might be working really hard to sort of go after all of these endeavors that this Empress energy is bringing in, whatever it is that you are pursuing on a spiritual plane. This card is reminding you that while you have this time of activity and burden, you also have this time of rest, not only to look forward to, but that once you have set up these boundaries and energetic boundaries, and once you have let go of these burdens and all the things that don't serve you, and you are working towards this sort of spiritual goals, make sure to set time to rest and sleep. Don't just be go, 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 go all the time. And with this card, I feel like this also represents that your guides are watching over you. For some of you, these are like spirit guides or ascended masters that have passed on. For others of you, this might be like ancestral guides, family from the other side. Yeah. And for others of you, this might be like goddesses and god energies, like different deities that you might subscribe to. And for those of you who don't subscribe to anything, I feel like this is the power of the universe. Yeah. Wow, what a deep reading, pile number 3. This is so amazing. Well, that is all that I have for you. I'm fascinated by this pile. I wish you all the best. Whoever picks this pile, you're like sincerely deep, interesting, and just amazing people. And yeah, I feel like this deep sense of exploration of the spiritual world with this pile. Yeah, Buddhism. I'm getting, there's whatever it is that you're into. It doesn't involve necessarily money, but like again with this King of Pentacles energy, I think that it will bring you abundance, and perhaps even abundance of health, particularly if you're into something like, you know, alternative medicines and complementary medicines. Maybe there's even some massage therapists probably in here as well too, energy workers. Yeah. Yeah. Well, pile number 3, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope it resonated with you. If you did like your reading, please like, subscribe, and comment below, even if it's just putting in a full moon or a Scorpio or scorpion emoji. And thank you so much for, if you're at the end of this reading, for lending me your time and your ears and your eyes. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you, and you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.